Hello there. Very nice morning on this winter morning, a cloudy day and a windy day. I'm just strolling down here to sit down in this nice field, in this natural setting, and read a book. This is the book I'm reading. Beautiful one. The Siddhas. I'm always enchanted and mesmerized by the 18 Siddhas of South India. Anyways, I was yesterday with a saint who invited me uh, as he was traveling somewhere, and he had to meet an Avdhuta who had come on the outskirts of Raichur, a place called Raichur in Karnataka. So I just hopped in because I love meeting all the divine people, and it is a she. So she is known as Chapamma, the mother named as Chapamma. She is an Avduta from Karnataka only. At the age of one, she gave birth to a child, and when he was 1 years old, she left this place and she went to a place called some place in Andhra Pradesh, and she was never seen after that. So somebody had gone from here, from Karnataka, to visit her in Andhra Pradesh, not knowing where she's from. And the moment she looked at him, she said, "There is no rainfall in my place." They asked which place. She said this place in Raichur. They were shocked. How does she know, being in Andhra, that this place is a drought hit place? She said that's my place, and that is how the news spread here. And her son and all went there and literally fought with those people and brought her back. Fought in the sense because she was a saint there and she was known there for her miracles and all that, and uh, people were keeping her and you know allowing visitors to come and all that. So these people had to go and literally fight and get, I mean, the son. And that is after 44 years the son goes and gets the mother, and he is now taking care of her, and he's in Raichur. So we happened to meet the saint, and I went to that place in Raichur, a very beautiful stone hill, and on the stone hill there were many caves, and there is a place I came to know that is a place of all the siddhas, and they are still siddhas there, and it's a big rock mountain in Raichur. So opposite to that only, she is right now there, and they have put a shed for her, and she's just stayed there. She doesn't have much body consciousness, but she's always in the elevated states. So we went to meet her yesterday, and there were a lot of people with the saint whom I had gone with, and obviously they were expecting some saint to sit there blessing them and all. And when we went there, it turned out something different, because she was literally abusing someone, and she was scolding someone, she was yelling at someone, and she was kind to someone, she was uh, patient with someone, she was silent with someone. you know of course, the mystics are always that way, and they are not predictable always. So I have always seen the avdutas in these kind of states, different states of consciousness, and it was beautiful seeing her. And after about 1 hour of spending there, it was dark by the time we reached, and we had to come back, and it was too late. And midway our vehicle stopped, and there was a problem with the vehicle, and we were wondering what happened. And some people are thinking that why negative thing happened in a positive journey, but I could see the positivity in that, because there the vehicle was traveling through all a deserted place. There were miles of no land, and literally a deserted road. But where the vehicle stopped, there was a hut, and we happened to take help up by knocking that door, and we found out it was a small shop, tea shop, and there was a husband and wife living, a very poor people. They got up and they sprang up to their feet, and the moment they saw a saint with us, and they just bowed to him and they invited. And for the next 2 hours we had a gala time there. We were partying in that little hut and we were enjoying, all of us, we were having a great time talking. And that person also realized something, I mean, some connection with this soul, because the moment he saw, he was mesmerized and he fell at his feet, and he was very emotional. And the moment the saint moved away and he was sitting in his car, this person was talking to me about his life, and he was self-pitying so much, saying that why does things like this happen to him. He was so much in poverty. He has lived a full beautiful life and never troubled anybody, but why is this happening? So I was kind of assuring him, saying that this is all our own karmas that are catching up, and nothing to worry about. We can still keep on doing the best things that you have already been doing. So he keeps serving people and all, despite he cannot he hardly earns food, enough to feed himself and his wife and his two small kids, and he's in a very dire state. I mean, when we left the place, we just flooded him with a lot of stuff so that he doesn't have to complain anymore, but he was very emotional. He was saying how this happened and where are we coming from, and we told that just met an Abduta. He was more disappointed because he said, look at my fate. I am living so close and I don't even know there's such a person here, just half an hour or 1 hour away. And I was like kind of assuring him, saying that think it in a different way. There's a blessing that a midnight or saint has come and stopped you on the pretext of the vehicle getting spoiled, and he is spending the time in your hut here, and you are feeding him, you're serving him, and that's grace. And more than that, we come to give you this news that there's a great saint there, you can go and visit. So you can go and visit. And he was very happy, very very happy for 2 hours. And he said he wanted to go back and sleep, but he couldn't. So he came back again, and he offered us tea twice, and he kept us comfortable in his small hut. And by the time in 2 hours, the other car came in, the taxi came in, and we could all reach comfortably. So I just reached back at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. So we were all resting, and I was thinking it's going to be a bad, tiring day, but I was surprised when I got up in the morning. I was full of energy, and just with 2 hours of sleep, I'm sitting here. Whole day I was jumping around and tossing around with my friends here, and I could see there's a big difference when you meet divine people. The aura is awesome. Yesterday, when I was just taking a bow at the saint's feet, the Avduta's feet, the Amma Chapamma, she doesn't like anybody touching her body and all that. So we were just bowing closely. So I was just bowing to her, and when I bowed, I could see the feet of my Gurudev. So I I can tell you how blessed are we to have the grace of our Guru, because the Guru Tattva is one. All these mystical people, all these great ones, are all merged in that same supreme consciousness, the oneness, the beautiful, just one supreme soul. And they are all interconnected, and all that they want is our growth, our wellness. And in so many ways, so many people, the divine has so many forms of manifestations, and so many people, you call them yogis or saints or mystics or seers or adhutas or whatever, different states of consciousness and all that, but they've all come for one purpose. And it was just beautiful meeting them. So I'll try to share the photographs. I don't know, yesterday night we tried to click some photographs, some beautiful moments with her. It's not really beautiful because I could see all were dead scared there, because she was somebody went and put a shawl around her. She just flung it around. Said, what the hell is this? Throw this thing. Somebody went and offered flour. She just put it on his face, and the fruits were there. She liked the bananas, and she was eating that, and she was not in a mood to see anyone. She closed her face and she was sitting, and then her son was telling, see, these people have come so lovingly, they've traveled 5-6 hours and come here. And then she opened her eyes, and then she wanted to feed everyone, and then every banana she took and everybody's mouth she fed one. So pure, I mean, just like a child she was. you know what is inside is outside. They just express their love and divinity. They just want to give. So, but not everybody were happy with that, because some people were like, "What the hell is this now?" Some went aside and sat, and they couldn't understand why they are doing this way. But the thing is, I was not much into this chaos, because as our Gurudev has always taught, is to meditate. Wherever we go, be it a temple, be it a mosque, be it a church, be it a divine place, be it a divine human being sitting there, be it a saint, be it anywhere, meditate. Connection is very important. So my way is I always bow to my Gurudev's feet wherever I see a divine person, divine place, divine thing, whatever. And that's how I connect, because it's the blessing of Gurudev only that we so many horizons just open up, and it's all connected to that oneness which they are connected so strongly to. And if we go with that intent, it becomes beautiful. So I was just closing my eyes, and 15-20 minutes I was just in meditation, connecting. It was just beautiful. I can't explain. So there's not a difference that I could feel with my guru and the person sitting there, because through him everything was happening. So I want to share this because I keep on traveling, and somehow I feel it has been an immense blessing all my life to travel, to meet so many saints, so many beautiful people, divine people. Probably it's a blessing, some kind of karmic stuff, or I don't know, but I feel it's my sole purpose, because it gives me a sense of fulfillment, because the moment I reach these places, I be in these places, I share this with the world, and when I share it with the world, I get so much of joy. And because I can see people connecting to it, people relating to it, people read about it, then they ask and they want to go, they help again. Not necessary it is a must to go to people or must to go to places. It's not. There's an inner calling, you do it. That's as simple as that. So there is nothing like I'm saying you got to do it. So it is only for people who want to do it, because there are so many travelers that I came across all my life. uh, since past 10-12 years I'm always almost like blogging, and I've been writing all my experiences and travels to places and all that. So from past 10-12 years, people are getting connected, and they experience good things. And then when they experience good things, I feel good, because that's the maximum thing that I can do in my capacity, to help people connect, or let know about certain things. And so I probably don't know about the saints, because most of the saints don't prefer to attract a lot of people. These are people who want to stay aloof, and I can see the two things that are happening between them. They keep away from people, and they are not very happy to see a lot of crowd coming, because there are all kind of people coming with all kind of requests and all kind of desires, and they know probably what to give and what not. So it bothers them in one way, but at the same time, whoever comes there, they are not partial. They are just givers. They just give. They are so compassionate. They are so kind and have so much of sympathy. So all that matters is the connection. So what you do, like my Gurudev always says, intention is very important. If the intention with wherever whatever you do is right and pure, good things will happen. So the intention matters. So this I feel nice to share, and I thought I'll sit here in this field, and just before reading this I thought I'll just share this small snippet here. At the same time, I just wanted to tell that intention again, uh, because I do not share my locations where I am. Most of the time, people ask where I am right now, and that is one of the reasons that I don't put where I am actually located, or where I'm traveling, or where I'm moving. Actually, only after going to that place I reveal it. Much because I end up most of the time with unwanted visitors in those places which I do not want, because I love to be alone. I love to travel alone. I love to be with whoever spontaneously I meet. That's how it is. And there are no plans, because people write to me again saying that let us go, keep us in touch, and let us know where the next trip is, or where you're going next. I really do not know where we travel, where I've traveled all my life. I really do not know next moment what. But this is my sole purpose. This is my sole agenda. I know that very strongly, because that's how it has happened all these years, and I'm divinely guided to it. So if it is helping, I am very happy, and I respect everyone for the time they take and read or see, and uh, help themselves be connected with the source in some or the other way. So it gives me a lot of joy. But at the same time, uh, unwanted visitors also gives me a little kind of disappointments, because it distracts me from what I'm doing. Because if there are a lot of people, because it's not a fun party at all. It looks like fun party. It is a fun party that way, but the intentions, then what happens, will deviate. That is very important to see whenever it, take this as a tip or something for travelers, the divine travelers on the path. Whenever you travel in group, or whenever you go somewhere, make sure you are connected to the source and not to the group, not to each other, because so much of time and energy goes waste in unwanted talks, gossips, and discussions, and I don't know what. It has happened in all my travels. So I previously used to have big friend groups traveling like 20-25 people. So then I saw it was a lot of distraction and waste of energy and focus. So that is how I cut down, and eventually I dropped down to myself. So that is why I, not really important topic, but I'm just saying that is one reason I do not want to share my locations. And I would really not appreciate anybody landing up in these places, or because I have had people visiting my hometown and coming to find me out and all those things. It will not help in any manner, because catch the source always. The source is there, and we are all there to be connected to that. Desire for nothing more than that. That is what I would say. That's the best thing that can happen to you and to me also. So in that way, I'm very happy to be sharing more and more and more things of that happens, just with the intention that what's happening with this soul journey might somewhere motivate you or inspire you. If it does, please take this for yourself. If it doesn't, you can just ignore it. That's how it goes. But till then, I think I'll just read a little bit now, and then I'll move in from here. So see you till then. Take care, and goodbye. See you.